Welcome to today's video on 10 mistakes to avoid as a new PC builder. This video is being made obviously because we built a new PC, not for myself, but for my brother. And the reason I went ahead and helped out and got to help build a PC was because I am his honorary YouTube engineer. So it was a ton of fun, but just go ahead and sit back, enjoy the video, and let's get into the 10 mistakes to avoid as a new PC builder. So number one, before you even decide to build a PC, you kind of need to pick your parts. And to really truly pick your parts, you need to know what you need. And so obviously you don't want to just start grabbing parts here and here and here and here. So you want to use a website much like a PC part picker. So the website you want to use is PC Part Picker. That's the one we used as we were building his PC. And that'll allow you to build your PC in the website. And as you're going and you find that one of your parts is not compatible with another one, the website itself will show you alternatives that are compatible with your PC. And it gives you a list of locations where you can purchase these parts. But yeah, that's one Chris used and it worked out great. So I'll leave a link below in the description for PCPartPicker.com. All right, number two. So when you're building a PC, you need a lot of area. I mean, not a small area like this little desk or that little desk. You know, my workshop's big, but not big enough. So you need a big area. So as you can see, we went ahead and we used our whole living room. And we went ahead and we grabbed the kitchen table, brought it in, and we're working on hardwoods, and we're using a wooden table because wood is an insulator. So that's a very important thing to me, as I didn't have enough static bracelets, anti-static bracelets to give everybody. So we needed to use something that was gonna make sure that we didn't build up a static charge when we touch the components and damage that. Obviously, we'll get into anti-static wristbands further in. But yeah, you need a lot of space for tools, lights, parts, bolts. You need to be able to lay it out and not stack it all on top of each other. So make sure to use an area that is big enough for you. And of course, if you can, don't use carpets. So as you build your PC, you need to kind of know what order to build it in. If you watch a build guide on YouTube, if you watch how we built it in Chris's video coming out soon, you'll see that kind of everybody sticks to the same code of building a PC, and on screen you'll be able to see the order in which you kind of go and what goes where and when. And it's very important to kind of master this path because it makes it easier as to just opening all the boxes and just start cramming stuff on and just jumping from here to there to there to there. I hope that'll help decide what order to build your PC in, not just ripping it open and kind of guessing what's what. As you can see in Christopher's video coming out soon, or I'll show you some footage right here, we methodically went piece to piece rather than just ripping open every box like a Lego set back in 2007. When you get a new Lego on Christmas Day, you just open all the Lego packaging and pour it in one giant pile. Terrible idea. I did that more than a few times. So don't do that because that's a very bad idea. Make sure to read your manuals. There's a reason that every item that you open in a box for a PC has a manual. CPU, motherboard, everything. Here, let me grab some manuals right here. Ladies and gentlemen, you will need your manuals. This one's a case manual. You need it to know how to disassemble your case to install parts. Manual number one, read it. Manual number two, I definitely would recommend reading other than the case manual, is your motherboard manual. This will tell you where all your, not display ports, where all your USB ports are on the motherboard, where your F cable goes, where your power cable goes for the CPU and the motherboard itself, including other parts that you'll need to know for your motherboard, including where to slot your RAM. If you have multiple sticks, a single stick, 4 sticks, 2 sticks. We had 2 sticks, and so you wanted to space them out. And then on the other hand, I forgot the other one, the other important part to know when using this. But just remember to read your manuals. Very important. Take 20 minutes out of this instead of wasting 2 hours guessing, because we spend a lot of time guessing. So number 5, as you're building your PC, there are probably 3 very important parts that you need to focus on the orientation of. Obviously, I've already mentioned the RAM. If you have 4 slots, you don't want to put them next to each other. They need to be gapped. But the other two parts that you'll need to know, which will be in your motherboard manual, is your CPU direction, which orientation of it. I mean, it's a square. It has 4 sides. The motherboard has 4 sides. You kind of know which side needs to go to which side. There's going to be a little triangle on one side. There should be a triangle on one side of the motherboard and one side of the CPU. Those two are where that needs to connect. And then lastly is fans. Know which direction your fans are. Obviously, you'll have intakes and outtakes. You need to know which side of the fan pushes air out and which side of the fan pulls air in. I'll leave up the diagram because I don't remember myself. Make sure to know the orientation of your parts, in which direction things flow, whether that's in or out, and you know, left or right, you know, whatever works for you. I mean, whatever works for your parts, make sure to know it. You'll need to use something called thermal paste. And thermal paste is a lot of times very complicated for people because they don't know how much or how little to use. And the truth is, you're gonna actually use less than more, just because less can go a long distance. So the exact volume of thermal paste you're gonna use, and this sounds crazy, is the size of a grain of rice. Yes, a grain of rice is all you need to properly heat your PC. I mean, properly distribute heat from your PC. Also your CPU more specifically. But that's all you need for that. Definitely number 7, know your cabling before you start. You're gonna save a lot of time if you know where cables go and when to put them on. So probably need to know right off the top of your head. One's called PCIe, and that one goes to your GPU. Obviously, it can be 6 pin, 8 pin, yada yada, a lot of different things. So know what SATA cables you need, know what PCIe cables you need, know where your 4-pin CPU connector is, and know where, I think it's what, like 32-pin motherboard connector go. And obviously, it'll be easy to find on your power supply, but it might be a little bit more difficult on your motherboard itself. So just be aware of that, and make sure to check your manual ahead of time, as I did state in number 4. Easy, simple, and short, not gonna take long with this one, is number 8. No, just be aware of how firmly connected your CPU cooling system is. Obviously, you need to make sure that it is connected firmly. If you leave a little gap or anything, that thermal energy is not being dispersed up to your cooling system. Therefore, it is just heating your CPU and heating your motherboard, which can eventually damage something if you're not careful. So number 9 is about the anti-static wristband. As you will see on screen now, it is just a simple wristband that kind of connects to your wrist to a metal chunk, normally the case or something else, so that you don't discharge directly onto like your motherboard, your CPU, your RAM, something important you don't want to damage. The reason we didn't use static wristbands was because we were on hardwoods, which are insulators, which mean they don't conduct electricity. We were not wearing fuzzy pants or any fuzzy clothing. And since we were on hardwoods, socks really weren't a problem unless I'm rubbing my socks together. I think that's my rant about anti-static wristbands and how I feel about those. As you can tell, I don't like them. Number 10, make sure to have Windows 10 or 11 prepped and ready to install on your new computer. It does not come installed, it does not come built in. You need to install it manually. Whether that be, I think they use USBs now, or they have discs, so you can get a USB to disk system. I don't know what it wouldn't be called a hard drive. It'd just be, you put CDs in it, and that's how it connects to your, connects to a USB port. Or another alternative, if you have a PC buddy, or if you already own a PC, you can take your current hard drive out, whether that be SDD or HDD, and install it in your new PC, and that'll work just fine because it already has an operating system built into it. I mean, not built into it, it's already been burned into it. So that's also another alternative. And alternative number 3, which I'm pretty sure is illegal, is cloning your hard drive. So if you have somebody who has the software, I think it's some third-party software, or if you have, a empty SSD, you can clone that SSD onto a new one, literally using that software. And so with the operating systems on this one, you can put it on this one along with everything else on the hard drive, and then you can just wipe everything else off of it if you want to. So those are 3 options for making sure that you have an operating system ready for when you build your new PC. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any tips that I left out or you want to give to your fellow PC building enthusiasts, make sure to drop them in the comment section below. And thank you guys so much for watching. And if you have any ideas for a build or a creation you'd love to see, make sure to leave them in the comments as well. And make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fantastic day, and let's build a better tomorrow.